What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dave. Dark with DLD After Dark. Good evening, everybody. We have a very special stream for everybody here. Let me just go through and say what's up to everybody real quick. Matt Schoen, what's going on? Dirt McGirt, Alex, Zach, Walter, what's up, fellas? Sport Brand, P38, Putane Clan, dang, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here. Who has excellent P80 content. I'm just going to throw that out there. All right. Bruh, it's Patmos. You got that right. JSD Supply already in chat. Bacon, what's up, brother? Okay, Joe Morris. Dang. All right. And now I'm going way too far back. All right, y'all. So good evening. Thank you for coming. And today, as you see in the title, we have a very special guest, Jordan with JSD Supply. Woo! And we're actually wearing the same shirt. Look at that. It
like
wasn't
twins.
I know all I have to do is just kind of
you need a new barber. Yeah.
How you been, dude?
Good, man. How about you? It's been a while.
Yeah, I know, right? All is well. All is crazy. Similar life, business, and daughters or a daughter. I know you have a couple, right?
I got 3. Yep, 10, 12, and 13. So.
Dang. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's a lot. But nice, man. So how's business been? And are you experiencing any changes in like the patterns of people purchasing stuff with everything going on with the ETF and all that?
Yeah, business is still pretty strong. I mean, summertime's usually slow no matter what we do, but we've held pretty steady. So we're pretty happy with how this year's turning out.
So summer typically slows down?
Yeah. We follow pretty much the same as like regular retail would. So Christmas time, we're pretty busy. And we actually stay busy up through like April probably is kind of our real busy season. So December through like April roughly. Plus there's a lot of gun shows in there. That's kind of gun show season. That just kicked off this last weekend at the Oaks out here in Pennsylvania for us. So that's always a solid show. That's probably our favorite show. But 3 days of gun madness. We're doing that one again in December. Maj was there. Maj Torre.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Black Guns Matter. Yeah, so that was cool. I got to meet him. I've not met him yet, face to face or whatever. So that was fun getting to see him. And I think he's coming back out in December too. So It'd be good to get connected with them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and I heard a couple of interesting things that even people in the gun community, I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Even people in we'll say firearm owners aren't always kind to businesses like yours. And didn't you resort to having to like buy a bank or lease a bank to sell P80s out of?
Yeah, not quite. We did buy a bank. There was a bank across in my little town that we're in. So our warehouse is on like the highway through our town, and across the street was a local bank. And I saw it was going up for auction. It's like, we'll watch that and see what happens. And so it went up for auction. We ended up buying it. So yeah, we have the bank across the street. We don't really do a whole lot with it. If people want to meet us or something, we'll meet there. We don't want to do it at our main spot there, just not to disrupt any of the folks we got, what they're doing. So
to be clear, like I don't want to make it sound like you were like desperate for a place to operate out.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah.
You definitely have everything you need in the place that you are.
Yeah.
But that's cool that you have like another spot close by.
We're always open to trying new stuff too. So we thought, well, let's see what happens if we can throw maybe a retail spot in there and try that. But I don't know. I kind of have business ADD. I kind of try some stuff and then try some other stuff and see what happens. Yeah,
I know how that is. I mean, could you see yourself actually like staffing that place and like running, hours out of it or?
Yeah, we could if we really wanted to. We could push people to there with our website and different different things like that. But it's just we're kind of pretty busy with our regular stuff, and
Yeah,
if the gun show's picking up right now, that's kind of our retail presence there. Face-to-face retail there. So
for sure. Yeah, and I imagine most of your business is going to be, online shipping out constantly.
yeah, it's all day. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. What you don't have to talk about this, but do you want to share what number you're down to roughly on the subcompacts?
Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't looked. We probably burned through a few thousand of them.
Okay.
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks there. So we got a ton to move. So if you guys want them, they're on sale. So buy
Dude,
them up.
I mean, $79. Like
Yeah,
that is nuts.
yeah,
And then if you choose to use code dark after that, I mean,
yeah. Go for
69
it.
free shipping.
Yeah,
I mean, you do the math, like, on that amount, like you're still like close to 900K. So, hey, hold on
yeah,
for 1 second. I have a visitor. You can chat with the comments real quick. I'll be right back.
yeah. Go for it. Walter, yeah, there's a vault there. It's not a fun vault like you would think with a giant round door. It's just kind of like a square gun safe door. But yeah, it's the ultimate. Would be the ultimate gun safe. What else we got? Oh, am I too loud, Joe? Let me turn it down. See if I can figure that out. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Glock 20 Gen 3 uppers. Yeah, we got those coming. I think we got 500 in production. So maybe I'll give you the machinist line and the production line. It's always 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, and then if you ask me again, it'll be another 2 weeks. But we got some some G20 and G21s finishing up. P-Tang, are we good on the mic? Too loud?
I couldn't tell. It did seem a little loud in the beginning. I thought it was the volume on my computer, but I think
Oh, well, I can turn it down maybe.
just a tad, not too much.
Perfect.
There you go. What's up, Fairchild? It's good to have you here, brother. Yeah, my apologies. My wife, like in the beginning of me streaming, she would like yell like my full government name down the side.
Yeah,
Like, no, no,
nice,
no, no, no.
perfect.
So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
she's like, dark. I'm like, and now it was just like a little knock. So
Yeah, yeah,
we're getting better. It's kind of like
yeah,
sit, paw, treat. I'm just joking.
yeah,
Sorry.
right.
Hopefully she never finds this ever. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So I believe it or not, there's still a few people jumping in. Like, man, I really wish there was a 23 option and a 33 option and a
yeah,
32. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
let's be honest.
Everybody wishes that until we have it, and then nobody buys it. I shouldn't say
That's
nobody, but it's always whatever you don't have. So one of my favorite things to do at especially at a gun show is, man, if you had a 10 I'd buy it. All I got, and when we had them, I got 3 of them left. How many you want them, or how many did you want? Oh, cool, thanks, man. And yeah, maybe I'll catch you later. I'll catch you on the next one. It's
I'll
like,
think about it and I'll come back.
yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, yeah.
Can I see
So
it? Stare at
yeah,
it for 10 minutes.
yeah, yeah. It's a Glock. It looks just like every other Glock you've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just kind of how people are. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I could not tell you how many times I have already, gone on the website through my own affiliate link. And guys, if you do plan on purchasing, I can't post it on YouTube because it's YouTube. But I do have an affiliate link through JSD Supply. Feel free, if you want to just go do your thing, go to JSD Supply, use code DARK. You'll still save money and get free shipping. But if you do want to possibly give the channel a little, channel support, email me and I'll shoot you the affiliate link. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I've gone on your website, added like 2 or 3, subcompact frames to the cart and other stuff too, right? And then just like get distracted and get away, and then I'm like, oh man, I don't know. So I'm the same way. I'm probably that guy, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys got anything else new brewing? Or I've had a lot of people, including myself, inquire about the 43.
Yeah, 43 we had a couple minor issues with, so we pulled them down for a minute. Forget what it was, some machining issue. So anyway, we're checking it out, running some stuff through them to make sure everything's good. But we'll put them back up. We got tons and tons of them, so we just wanted to double check a couple dimensions there. So yeah, so everything should be good there. We got 23s finishing up too. So we should have a good pile of those, getting ready to launch those again.
I'm sorry, Apollo what?
G23 slides. G23
wow.
slides and barrels. Yeah, so we just got to get them finished up. It's like everything else. Everything takes longer than you want it to. So it'll be done.
Yeah. So now every time somebody emails me like, bro, I'm on JSD, but I can't find a 40, I can tell them, it's coming.
Yeah,
or
it's coming.
It'll be here.
It's coming. Yeah.
Or you missed it already.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. That's kind of like even admirable that you noticed something was wrong with the product and you pulled it to either correct it or inspect it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, but if we get more than 1 or 2, 3 people that email and say, hey, this doesn't look quite right, then we pull everything off and check it out. I mean, nothing's ever been unsafe. We've never had anybody get hurt or anything, but something's hanging up a little bit. We want to figure out why, like a safety plunger or something. I think that was the issue with the 43s. Some stuff wasn't getting bead blasted all the way down before it was nitrided. So there was a little extra material that was hanging up. So we're running some of that again just to make sure. But yeah, nothing's ever unsafe. We've not shipped anything that anybody, blown off their hand or anything like that. But we want stuff to work, of course. And we've not had time to assemble everything. So sometimes we can catch stuff when we fully assemble our slides, but we've not had time to do that since COVID started. So,
do you have a spot that you can like test fire in your place?
Yeah. So we just do it at my house. I live 7 minutes from the shop. So I got a steel target out back. So a couple of our guys, if they're testing stuff, they'll just drive to my house and do it. So nice. We talked about getting like a bullet box for a bullet trap for the shop and just do it there. But I don't know how safe that is.
Yeah.
20 people running around and someone's desk popping a couple of test rounds or something. So
you never know if something is like just business as usual or something absolutely horrible happening.
Yeah, exactly.
These gunshots, they happen all the time here.
No big deal. Don't worry about it.
What was I going to say? Oh, so I will say when, and you're probably just like me and a lot of guys, like when you get a new Glock slide, you throw it together. I put the 219 Revelation slides that I got from JSD together and the Patmos slides. And I know 2EDU got taken offline for just showing a strip slide that is not
nothing in it.
Firearm at all. It is just a piece of metal. But man, the thing is freaking beautiful, dude. Like, and this light is not doing it any justice. But man, like, but anyway, so I grabbed it and I started kind of, taking it off this 19, put on this one, taking off this one. I put it on a Gen 2 frame, Gen 3 frame, and it's just kind of messing around with it. And then I put it on a factory frame and, I racked it, pulled the trigger. Then I racked it again, started to let off, and it went clink. I was like, oh, that sounded like the striker.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but something about the combination of those parts with that frame, it didn't do it with any other. And I'm talking like 8 other frames.
Yeah. Sounds like Gaston's fault.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's all I can think of because I mean they're not. So that was kind of. I mean, honestly, while other people may be like, "What the hell, man? This is crazy," I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I got a
yeah.
binary Glock.
It's actually fun. Yeah, yeah. We actually have a binary trigger for a Glock in process. Also, I don't know if we've talked about that before or not, but
Somebody may have mentioned that.
yeah.
I certainly didn't say this like on purpose to bring you
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk about
No,
this.
no problem.
But yeah, so tell me about that.
Yeah, so good friend of ours, Stuff and Things Inc.
Yeah.
It's called Stink. If you take the letters, the stuff and things. Yeah. So, and we can find them on Instagram. But he's a good friend of mine, so we're always working on crazy stuff together.
Oh,
So
no shit.
yeah, so he's actually the one that designed it. Him and his partner Will. So we had it down at the IV 8888 shoot, not this last one, but the one earlier in the year. So it's all 3D printed, the parts that we have to alter. So it ran, some parts broke and we fixed it and ran it some more. So some people got to try it down there. But anyway, we're waiting on the ATF to approve or not approve, and who knows what that's going to be like, but it's been down there for quite some time now. So we are anxiously awaiting that.
And
Yeah, but it's a binary pool release, and you can dump a mag just as fast as you can.
so what on it is 3D printed?
The secret parts that we have to create to make it work.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, cruciform to shoot,
Yeah.
and it's not making sense. But I mean, hey, like that's dope, especially if it's something you could do. Well, I don't want. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I start thinking of is like the housing in the back. Like if there's something that you could do with that,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it'll be a drop in. It'll be a drop in trigger, so it's probably similar to what you're thinking. But it's going to be, maybe $100 retail money for a drop in binary trigger. Probably, maybe less, depending on how many we can make, and it's all economies of scale. So it depends on how many we can make and that sort of thing all at once. So, but yeah, it should be relatively inexpensive.
Somebody said too many choices. What's up, man? Too many choices mentioned binary Glock, cool, but yeah. And then he had said Glock has no safety, so no way to stop the second shot would be my concern. I would say, contrary to that, there is a way to stop the second shot, which is with your left hand. You just rack it back and hit the yeah,
you can do that, or we can incorporate. We've already talked about it. We can incorporate a thumb safety, which is actually a thumb safety for a Glock available. It's actually patented. Guy up in New York made it. So yeah, I don't know. We haven't looked at it, but that is an option. We could add that in if we wanted to, but we'll see.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Luminous. Yeah, drop the mag and
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would, with a full mag, just to like the primary concern would be this guy in the chamber right now. This is a 380 round in a 9mm barrel, but whatever. So lock the slide back, and then clear, and then drop the mag that way. Because if you're reaching your thumb around with your finger on the trigger or with your support hand, it's you don't want to play with it too much. But
right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Too many choices. I know, but I just have to. Detective John Kimball says, "Dark, tell this guy we need threaded barrels and more G43 stuff." We just talked about the G43s.
Yeah, we got barrels finishing up too for the 43, so we can add. We'll eventually add threaded barrels. They don't sell as much as you would think. We used to run them, and it's like abysmal compared to just standard barrels. So
really,
they're more popular now, I think, than a few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago when we were running them. But we'll run some more, I think. So there's not many options out there, and we like to give you some good value for the money. So
yeah, no, I definitely because your thing is like as much volume as you can get. The more volume you can get, the better the pricing is.
Yep.
And if stuff isn't moving, then you kind of move on to other stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Personally, I think, and there's a couple things kind of to unpack with it, but if I could purchase every single barrel threaded in 5x28 or, something of the like, I would.
Right.
But suppressor ownership has gone up tremendously, even over the past, 3 to 5 years. I think there's more than 2 million cans on the registry, something like that now. But then again, that's what I heard a YouTuber say, and there's no real way for me to check, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's way more suppressors now than there's just tons and tons of them.
Yeah.
It's easier to get them now as far as like the paperwork goes. There's gun trust you can get. Silencer Shop has gun trust you can do. We used to sell gun trust as well before the 41F. I forget. Obama signed it in where you have to be photographed and fingerprinted now. Everybody on the trust. So there's still benefits to it, but we quit offering them just because it was low volume at that point. It was not as much benefit.
Yeah, I still got everything on the trust, and then
I did too. Yep.
I went randomly to go purchase. It was the Cebu Super Shorty.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, you need your passports, your blah blah blah." I was like, "What? No, not me, because I'm different."
Not you.
But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it also showed me how like completely disconnected I was with like laws and awareness of what's going on in the community. And this was years back, but it kind of woke me up a little bit. But going back to something you said, you got something sitting at the ATF. Waiting approval. I heard a rumor that you may have a lot of stuff sitting at the ATF waiting for approval. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Or
I do. We do have a lot of stuff down there. We'd have a lot more if this other stuff would have got passed. I actually talked to Rob, the attorney extraordinaire for GOA. I don't know if it was this morning or it was yesterday. Maybe he texted me to ask because he and I had talked about it a little while ago. We were talking about putting something together to get not a demand letter, but kind of to the ATF on these determinations. But we've had stuff down there. I think it's been 4 years now on one of them, and then almost 3 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. And so they finally got, the longest one I have down there right now, they asked for parts kits, which is a good sign. Usually after that, it's like maybe 3 months and you at least have some kind of answer. But if they're asking for parts kits, that's usually pretty good. They've had my parts kits for well over a year now. So I don't know where they're at now. This year, probably in April or May, they finally responded back and said, "Oh, we're not going to do anything now until we find out what Biden's going to do on the rule change." Mm-hmm. So I didn't ask that's not what I asked you to do. I asked you 4 years ago if this is a gun or not, and it's not a gun. It meets the letters of everybody else's in a similar fashion. I know what a gun is. You know what a gun is. You can read. I can read. Yeah. It's based on what they've previously determined. It's not a firearm, but so far I'm not going to be the guy to stick my neck out quite that far yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It's kind of like the same thing where like a lot of people are throwing Rare Breed under the bus.
Yeah.
He didn't get an ATF approval letter. And it's like for a semi-auto trigger.
Right.
Like, I get the concept behind it, but what's up, Faith? And a lot of you guys have a lot of great questions, and I don't want to forget them, so we may come back to it. I know some of you guys asked about the 17 and 34 stuff possibly being available in the future. The MUP 247. 247, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And some other stuff. So I promise we'll get back on it. So like the whole ATF approval thing. Like it's not too much of a stretch to be like, you know what? Like you said, I know what this is. You know what this is. I can read. You can read. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they typically do their best to make examples out of individuals that do things like that. It looks like.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to read some of these comments here.
No, it's okay. Kimball asks, is it possible to do 80% metal lowers? Are you referring to Glocks?
Yeah, maybe Glocks. Yeah, we could. I talked to a guy quite a while ago now. It was before I really had any kind of money. He made aluminum, stainless steel, and I think he made 2 or 3 titanium frame, like Glock 17, Glock 22. And they came into the country as a non-firearm. They were imported. So they were cast, I think in Canada possibly. And he imported them as a non-firearm receiver. And long story short, the company's pretty much out of business and has been for a number of years. I was going to buy it and start working on that, but it was like crazy expensive per I think per frame it was I'm going to make it up, but $150 per frame was the cost. And it's like, are you going to buy one for even $200? You're going to buy a $200 aluminum Glock frame that kind of doesn't work, and if you screw it up, do I got to send you another one?
Yeah.
So it's like,
well,
I want to have
I did that a while back.
Yeah. So, it just didn't make sense financially for me or for a consumer. I don't think,
I will say I really, really, really want to make Glock frames out of odd shit. And so right now, the number one thing I want to do is wood. I find that very interesting. I also was just recently gifted by a random client in my normal professional business. Not this whole non-professional thing. In my normal business, I had a client give me an Alaskan moose antler.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, the things started flying through my mind. I'm like, AK furniture.
Yeah.
Glock receiver.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, then I found a bunch of spiders living inside of it, and then I was like, and ran away. So I haven't touched it since. So, somebody else asked about 17Ls and 34s.
Yeah, so our issue there, we can make them, it's no big deal, but is getting barrels. So our barrel production's pretty low compared to our slide production. So we can crank out slides thousands and thousands a week. Barrels is a different story. So so we just gotta get that rolling. We could do 17L, 34, 35, whatever.
Yeah, then you'll get the people coming out of the woodwork like, where's the 35?
Yeah, right. And nobody will buy it. So
yeah. Hold on.
What's up, Rich?
Flying Rich in the building. What's up, buddy? Kimball said, I'd buy a $400 metal lower. Shit.
Cool. Find 2,000 or 3,000 of your friends that'll do the same thing, and we'll get it going.
Right. You got another one right here, just so I can put it up on the wall. And it's a non-firearm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want one too. I'm a fan. I say this all the time. I'm a fan of the industry as much as I am a producer and a salesman for it. I love 80% stuff. There's a fella that the name's escaping me. Maybe someone will know, but he did a Scar 17S.
Yeah.
80%. So I bought So I bought a couple of those just to have them. There's no jig out for it yet, but I mean, just to have it. I don't have parts. I'm just going to have to buy a full 17S and strip it down.
Well, you can. So there are companies that have the lowers, which are unserialized.
Right, which is crazy because it's,
Yeah, get me started on that shit.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with my SIG SBR. It's the uppers, And then the FN sells barrels for $1,000 typically.
Which is also insane. It's a
Yep,
barrel.
Yep, it's a barrel. Oh, but it has an included gas system.
Oh, great. No, that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah, thank
that
you.
gas system is like $800 by itself.
Right.
Because it's adverse, non-adverse, adverse, non-adverse stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have normal, adverse, suppressed, or something like that. But
yeah,
then you'd have to find a way to find or fab all the other parts. So
right.
yeah,
All the
I
little
feel you.
bolts and
Yeah.
whatever. I'm just gonna buy a gun and strip it down.
Throw away the receiver and
I don't care. Yeah,
it's an aluminum upper, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like a handguard for like an AR, like just a really long handguard for an AR.
Yeah.
There's a few channels you got to cut out of it. I forget. I was just pumped that there was one available and I bought it. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think he still has them. There's some on Gunbroker and stuff. I can't remember who it was. I can send it to you later. It's at the shop, or if I remember it.
They're probably going to be gone after the people in here hear about that. That's awesome though. If there was a way to get, there's just nothing available like ARs and Glocks, right? Like those parts are just so plentiful, and it wasn't always like that.
Right.
Like they're as soon as the patent expired for the Gen 3 Glocks, like it just blew up. Before
flooded.
It was like Lone Wolf, KKM, and Storm Lake, and CCI frame, and there's like nothing else available.
Hardly anything now. It's just crazy.
Now it's hard to find who to trust. Like I'm like, damn, I don't know if this eBay parts kit is the right move here.
It depends. There's a lot of guys out there making stuff that doesn't quite work, and then they don't stand behind it either. Like in manufacturing, you're going to have stuff that doesn't work. So we kind of started out that conversation here tonight, but you got to take responsibility for it. I didn't make it. I didn't physically walk down there, press the button on the machine, hand carve out this slide, but I represent it, and we got to take full responsibility if something gets screwed up. So I think that helps us too in the long run, as far as like our company goes, that we always, support what we sell. And, we don't ask too many questions when we need to bring something back, but
I've actually gotten a couple calls. Like my phone will randomly ring and it's like someone calling me from Instagram, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'll pick it up, and it'll be, a viewer that's like, dude, I bought, X, Y, and Z on JSD Supply. And I'm like, oh, nice. They're like, yeah, but, the one guy was like, the slide was like kind of nicked up, and, something, whatever, it was a small issue. And like a production issue, like something could very easily happen there. And I'm like, oh, shit, like something that I advocated for, but every single, I've had 2 people call me. Both of them were like, dude, no, I was actually calling to tell you how impressed I was with their like, willingness to like take it back and send me a new one like next day. Like that I was really impressed by that. So it's definitely the best worst phone call to get.
Right. That's what we try to do. I don't want people to get mad because you just bought something. I know how exciting it is to order some new parts or whatever, and you get it, and it's like, man, this got banged up in shipping or whatever. So that's kind of been our focus here, to try to set us apart even more from everybody else. So
yeah, man, you've done an awesome job. I mean, I truthfully cannot find other American-made shit to this quality at this price, period. And
thanks.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking at shit right now that I can't show, but it's like, it's impressive. And so sorry, so the MUP 247, I thought I saw that. Well, tell me about it.
So we did a pre-sale. I think we put 150 out there. A couple of reasons for that. The main reason was, as I read through the potential rule change that's up for whatever that they're looking at, said that if something's already out there, it's already been being sold, then it sounds like it's going to grandfather in. We don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. So we put those out there for that reason, to have them sold before anything changes. So we got a huge discount for that. And part of that's because there's going to be an unknown. So, you get a discount. So we got samples in last week before, and everything looked really good if you just looked at it. But then I put it in a receiver in a grip module and it didn't fit. So I'm talking with the engineer, trying to figure out what's going on, where the disconnect is. Well, here, the sintering shop we're using ran these samples to show that nothing's torquing or tweaking or twisting, and everything's squared up to where it should be, and everything's measuring out great on that. But it's like, I don't know, 10% too large or something. I forget the numbers, but it's like a couple percentage too large overall everything. So the next batch we have should be finishing up at the sintering place this week, and then we should have it another week after that. So we should have actual ready to go production samples 2 weeks. I'll test it, and then we'll get that cranked. So we should be able to produce tons and tons of them, a couple thousand a week, I think. So
nice, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So we're going to work, and we have a jig too that I think we haven't decided yet. We talked about it in the office today a little bit too. The jig will come out later. We want to get the receiver out first, and then the jig will come out. So we're going to produce the jig. It's going to be plastic, like a polymer 80 style, two halves. And I think we can 3D print it. So I may release the files for the 3D print jig, and that way people can go ahead and print one before we, sell the jig and everything. So I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to be able to hold the tolerances that, would of course be required, but I think it can. So I'm going to try it a few times, and then, we'll see what happens there. So you might be able to get a 3D printed jig. That'll be part of my contribution to the 3D print world. So
dude, that's awesome. I mean,
yeah,
because it's either that or injection molding.
Yeah, it'll be we'll produce it, because there's plenty of people that won't want to 3D print a jig and feel more at ease buying one. So we'll produce it. It'll be inexpensive, maybe $30 with the tooling or something like that. It'll require an end mill and two or three drill bits. So, but none of that stuff's super expensive. So
I'm seeing some people talk about, you're talking about my code saving you money. Nice. You can thank Jordan for that one. That wasn't me. And I was what's up, Safeline? Good to have you here. Good question. I'll hit that just in 1 second, Safeline. The 3D printer you see in the back there is just for show. It's Crump gave it to me, and he was like, "Yeah, the bed's a little off and the nozzle's clogged." And I was like, "Dude, I got this. Bring it to me." And come to find out, I think the bar, what's it called, like the axis, may actually be bent. So I'm gonna try glass on top and then re-leveling and see if I can get a good print out of it, but I've been struggling with that. So I would be one of the guys that needs an injection molded jig.
Yeah, I'll put you in touch with somebody after we get off. He might be able to help you out, figure out if that's what's wrong with it or not.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to get in touch with somebody else in the 3D. World.
He hates me. I refer him to everybody because he helped me out for like hours before I really got to know him real well. So I'm always like, "Hey man, I got a buddy that needs help."
Dude, I got a guy that's exactly like that.
Yeah.
And he's so into that world, but also kind of disconnected from it. Because I was talking to him and I was like, "Bro, I just had Cody Wilson on the show," and he was like, "That name sounds familiar."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because he's in his own kind of little, like community, and like that's all that exists to him. But a guy that I don't know, met him on the internet, right?
Right.
Was on the phone with me for like 2 hours walking through all the settings, and like they just want other people to print.
Yeah.
so badly, and they
Yeah.
just want, because it's just like us. Like, we want other people to
Yep.
build. We want other
Yep.
people to teach others how to build, and I love that about just like
Yeah.
this world. So Safeline says, "What's up, DLD After Dark? What's up, brother?" And everybody, I got a question for JSD. When are we going to see 1911 kits back in stock? I'd like to build the double stack would be a 2011.
Right.
But yeah, any idea on 1911 kits coming back, or is that kind of the same category as the 40 cal?
Yeah. So I think it should be pretty soon. So the guy we buy them from, we don't produce any of the 1911 stuff. I got a good friend that does that, and he's been selling everything he can make at retail, even still. So I think he's finally starting to slow down just a hair to where he can start supplying us again. So I've not been bugging him. I want him to make all the money he can make. So selling it to me, he doesn't make that much money doing that. So we're busy enough as it is with everything else, but. Yeah, so hopefully pretty soon here. We do need some more 1911s. The double stacks we're not going to carry. We carried some 2011s for a while, and I think we bought maybe 20 or 50 sets, and it took forever to sell them. They were not as popular as I thought they were going to be, because I think they're cool, but it just didn't. It didn't really take off. There's some out there, Limited 10. Is the name of a company that sells some double stacks. I don't know if they still do the 80s. They did 80s for quite a while. They sell some nice stuff. There's another company. I'll maybe remember it later on, but 1911 Builders maybe has some 2011 stuff too.
Oh yeah.
So there's some stuff available. We won't carry it. No, Rich, there is no 10mm 2011, at least not for me.
Doesn't exist. Did you see that Halo pistol Glock that Bulligan Shooting Sports did?
Yeah, I saw some renderings of it. Did he print it out already?
He did.
Did he? Yeah.
It's pretty
I'll have
sick.
to check it out.
You know what? Let's check it out right now. Hang tight.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. Like to not pull it up would be a calamity. Hang tight. And somebody else asked about oh, there it is right there. About the PF45s, the 21s. Do you know when those will be back in stock?
Oh yeah, so we'll have slides done like maybe 3 weeks, I think. It's on the production schedule. So what happens is we machine it goes to the heat treater. It then goes to nitriding, and then we warehouse it and assemble and do our thing. So it takes, like, from the time it starts, it's like about 6 weeks until it's ready to go on a retail level. So, yeah, so we're a few weeks deep into the 20s and 2011s. I'm not sure exactly where we're at, but they're getting close. So,
yeah, and I apologize, because you probably are like literally in meetings all day, every day. Like, all right, guys, when is this? When is this? When is this?
Yeah, no, it's good.
And then it's like, oh, I'm going to go on live stream and talk to a cool guy. Oh, when is this? When is it? And it's like the same.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah.
All right, so I have it pulled up right here. For all you guys that have not, and I'm not a Halo guy, I just I gotta respect the ingenuity that goes into this, man. Like, it's remarkable. And just to throw this out there, like, this is not my video. This is not my print. This is not my pew. This is not, I have nothing to do with this. So this is completely just fair use stuff of us reviewing someone else's video. So this is Bulligan Shooting Sports. That apparently is muted. My apologies. Let's start that over. My apologies.
All right, guys, here's the latest project that I am working on. This is the Glock-based Halo Magnum pistol. So this uses a 3D printed lower frame. That's the part that's actually a firearm. That's based on the Print Your 2A architecture that I've obviously made some tweaks on. And to get some of the textures correct, I've been working with Chairman One to make that happen, make it very, very correct. Up top, you have a standard Glock 19 slide barrel. It just has a special cover on it that's secured. Currently, this is the first prototype. Like this, literally, this is like 101 right here. But it's secured using the front sight setup for now. I'm working on a different setup with some screws. And then a special extended rear plate with a pin through it. So there you go. Live your Halo dreams.
That's sweet. I think you're muted. I
All
can't
right,
hear you.
here's the latest project that I am working.
I'm sitting here talking the whole
Oh,
time.
there you are.
I was just like, don't play CRS's video. Although we love CRS, you know, he's a friend of the
Yeah.
channel. He had another video. Oh, he's got the Are We Cool Yet? Here, I'll put this one real quick.
Nobody likes floppy things. We the People holsters have created a
Okay.
hard, sturdy belt
Nobody
to
likes
keep
floppy
everything you need.
things.
Nope.
Hey guys,
That is
we're
true.
here with Moving and Shooting Sports. Today,
Oh,
doing
the
a quick video
V2.0.
update on a couple of my interesting 3D printed firearm designs, in particular some that are designed after guns from video games. If you're familiar at all with the channel in the last month or so, you know.
So for fair use, this is Bulligan Shooting Sports. This is his video. We're watching it for fair use discussions.
That resembles the famed Halo Magnum pistol. I've already done a full length video on this, so I don't need to, rehash that completely. But just wanted to give an update on it and let you guys know that this is just about ready for the range. In my last video, we have the rear, the slide cover. We have the rear.
I just wanted to show it again. I figured I would. Oh, that's cool. Ah, see, now you're using your noodle. You used the slide plate, the rear slide plate, to snap a fixture in there. That's creative. And the front sight. I would guess that he used some type of, like he threaded the small screw for the front sight through, and then something, maybe even a front sight to,
Yeah, it looked like he had a front sight, regular front sight. Looked like it was my front sight actually, so it's probably my slide on there too.
Ah, nice.
So it's a nice little tie-in. That was nice of you.
Okay, so I gotta say, the fact that I get a stripped or that I get a slide and there are sights on it is like heaven for me. Because the biggest blower is like when you buy a complete slide and you have everything except sights. You're like, dude, come on, like. And I know they're not like the ones that I would like go to war with, right? But
yeah, of course.
I can go start test firing right away, right? And for those that have JSD slides with JSD sights, where is it? Hold on. I'm going to put you guys on to something, okay? They're all flat black, right? They're like the polymer dovetail connectors or protectors. And, I know like they're likely relatively inexpensive, but it is not inexpensive for your organization to add that, right? Like there's a cost associated with that. There's a cost for every single tiny thing, even the screws, right?
Right.
But to make the most out of your all black front sights, I don't know if you can see that right there. That is not all black anymore because Mr. Dark took a silver Sharpie and there's like almost like a recessed like hole of where the white dot would be on the traditional Glock sight. Yep. So I just kind of like put a little silver Sharpie there.
Little bink bonk. Yep. There you go.
And you can pick that thing up quick as hell, man. It was great.
Yeah.
And, obviously these are very like high end mods I'm doing.
Right. Yeah, of course. Very elusive and exclusive.
These,
use, right.
Like, all sorts of stuff.
All the things.
Definitely the 7-in-1 Glock tool,
Yeah.
Which is great, by the way. But so I'm sorry, now I'm running my mouth. What else you guys got going on? Anything for the future you want to touch on or that you can touch on?
So one of the other things we had down at ATF is a CZ Scorpion The pistol, carbine, rifle
I'm
deals.
very familiar. I'm in love with my Scorpion.
Yeah, I am too. I bought one. I thought it was cool. I thought, let's just do an 80 on this just because I think it's sweet. I don't know if it'll sell or not, but we can do it and see. So that's a right side plate. So it's like the ejection side plate. There's two halves to it. So it's basically the upper, just like you were talking about the FN. So we deleted parts that we thought made it a firearm, and it's too hard to say on something like that. But we went off like a 1919, like a belt-fed machine guns type of style there. And there's 80% for that. And there's some blocking portions and no holes to mount it to the other side. So that's what we did, and they've had that for, I don't know, that's going on 3 years, I think, maybe. So
Jesus,
yeah, and it's like we're stopped dead in our tracks because we'll make everything else, we'll make all the other parts, but we don't want to spend any money on making the rest of the stuff if I can't sell you a receiver. Or I guess you can 3D print a receiver now too. So that was pretty cool. I think the Aussie guys, the Are We Cool Yet guys, put that out. So those work great too. But
and mostly in PLA or PLA Plus.
Yeah, PLA
because
Plus.
If you watch PSR, PETG, I had a feeling, I was like, that's just going to be too brittle, man. It's strong, but you need like some flex in, so.
Yeah.
Just read the readmes, right? If you're going to you got to study the readme.
I mean, unless you know what you're doing and you want to try something, you can try it. But for the rest of the Bobos like us, read the README. That's what they're for.
Yeah. Like I would never tell print, shoot, repeat what to do ever. Definitely not. Okay, hold on. So I leave my sights all black as a way of virtue signaling. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. That's why I left one of my Glocks completely black, because I gotta have one that I treat lesser than the others. Just kidding. Sorry. Somebody said something that they couldn't believe, and let me see if I missed something here. The tactical dildo. Okay, I think I missed it. It's too far back. Sorry. So that would be dope. A Scorpion. Even having a Scorpion, I got one that I put way too much into. I bought them when they were like $7.99, so I spent $800 on it.
Right.
And it was one of those things. I was just like, it's my money. Like, she can't tell me what to do. She's just my wife. Like, swipe, optic, swipe. Yeah, stock kit, swipe. It's 922R compliant. How could I not get the stock kit?
Yeah, of course.
Because there's going to be a tailhook mod that comes out for it. Tailhook, swipe, binary trigger. What? Swipe. Then I remembered that it's American Express. You got to pay it off every month.
Eventually, yeah.
So that was fun. But by far, that's one of the guns in my collection that I feel like I can call a sub gun. Like, that thing runs, we clocked it at under 3 seconds with a 30-round mag.
Yeah.
That is nuts. Oh, Putane Clan, brother. Thank you, man. Putane Clan with the super chat. You need some flex, DLD. All right. How shall I flex? Let me know. Can I donate 0.22 cents? If it's a 22nd of a cent, I don't think you can. Sorry. You can PayPal it to me. No, I'm kidding. That is my real name on it. Yeah, so I would buy the hell out of that, even having a Scorpion already. I would buy it just to sit on it. Because here is one thing I did say that we would get to. So we're seeing the gay TF or the gay FT kind of positioning themselves. I believe they're coming out with these future restrictions, right? They're saying they're likely to ban 80% frames and receivers or unfinished frames and receivers. Because if they did ban 80%ers, then we would just make 50%ers,
Right.
or like we're always going to find a way to. What they say is to go around the laws. We say comply with their laws, which is already a little too much. But so frames and receivers, they're talking about just outright banning, which would then classify all these other random parts as potential firearms that would require a 4473. Then also, of course, pistol braces. Yes, I said the gay TF. Then, of course, hey, Ting Ting, the pistol braces. Then, of course, the, that's called sheet metal.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the stuff like just everything. Okay. They made it pretty blatantly clear that they're going to come after firearms, period. Then we get a leak that the ATF is going to double in size over the next 5 years with no plan attached to it. They just say we're going to double in size, specifically with armed field agents, special agents. Then another leak just came out. I did not do a video on it, or I did not publish a video on it, but I did a video on it. Sorry, I get busy. And then they basically say that they're going to create hubs all over the United States. So as they're doubling in size, they're spreading out their power specifically for the purpose of being able to respond to and support raids quicker than they can now. And I feel like that's like if you were playing a game of like Risk, right? If there was a strategic game and you saw that your opposition, I'll be careful with words, you saw that your opposition, someone that opposed you, was recruiting and doubling in size, and even to the tune of stealing money from taxpayers with the whole leap pay and paying admin and staff and people that aren't even allowed to get leap pay. Total, it's a 25% increase of their gross annual salary. So if they make 100K, they now make 125K on leap pay, and they were caught basically paying everybody leap pay, kind of. But anyway, I'm seeing the opposition say, okay, we're going to grow. We're going to fan out across. We're going to take this territory and this territory and this territory. And that kind of leads me to believe that they are positioning themselves for an attack. So that's my kind of outlook on it.
Yeah, I mean, they're expanding everything that they're doing. They're getting into other things that have nothing to do with alcohol, tobacco, or firearms. So, I don't know. They're trying to grab some control. I saw a couple comments about that in the list there, but I think they're flailing around. Yeah, it's actually what he said, flailing for control. And a bunch of other things there, but so I don't know. I don't know what their end. I mean, I know what their end game is. They want to ban all firearms, and we're not gonna just stand by and let that happen.
Nope. It's an interesting thing. Another content creator sent me a video, and he was like, "Dude, you need to check this out. This has a lot of important information in it." So naturally, I let it sit for 2 or 3 days. And then I went back and I listened to it, and it was an audio recording of the former vice president. And in the meeting, they were talking about things that they were going to do, things that they wanted to reverse with EOs, things that they wanted to, do. And then they also discussed things that they just can't do. And he basically said, we want to outlaw assault weapons, frames and receivers, and whatever, but we know we can't. There's absolutely no way that we can do that. Now, that was 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. So I think that they're I think between that time that they said we can't do it, like it's impossible, which I believe that to be true, And now I think that time is when they may have established a different plan. That plan being, hey, if we go after unfinished frames and receivers and pistol braces and, pistols that house a rifle cartridge, then that would at least kind of get us going down this path. So I don't know. I just kind of found it interesting that he stopped and said, like, the same person that said, you betcha, if you have an AK or an AR, like, we're going to come in and take,
Yeah.
a few months into his presidency is like, no, we can't do that. I lied.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to try to get away with whatever they can get away with, and they only get away with what we let them. So, we need to get together with groups like the GOA, FPC, different places like that, and use our political power through them, and then through our Congress people and senators and everything, and work that angle. I'd rather it happen there than I guess the alternative.
Yeah.
But they don't play fair. They use all of our money to fight against us, with our taxes that they steal. So, it's not going to be good. I don't know. I don't think that this rule change, I don't think they can actually do. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's probably 20 or 30 lawsuits waiting to happen that I know of right now, if it does go into effect. But we don't know until we know what it actually is going to say and how they're going to enforce it and that sort of thing.
I would tell everyone in here, and it's not for any reason other than I want every single person that has the ability, capability, training, the need to, the desire to, I would prepare as if they are going to move forward with all of the above: braces, frames and receivers, assault weapons. And if you notice that your opposition was taking steps that could put you at a disadvantage, then your job is to study them and, prepare for things like that. And of course, nobody ever wants the alternative. Like, anybody that desires the alternative has likely not been in terrible situations like that. And not saying, like, I'm not like a freaking operator, right? I'm just saying, but I would prepare as if, not the alternative, that they would take frames and receivers, that they would take pistol braces, that they would take, AR pistols, AK pistols, ARs, AKs, whatever. Just prepare as if that's going to happen, right? And I know that everyone says, like, that doesn't apply to me because I'm free, and I understand that. But hiding in your home, clutching your AR, saying, not my rifle, not my pistol, isn't going to do anything. So I think open non-compliance, peaceful non-compliance, is a great route. And honestly, I think, not to put you on the spot, but I think non-compliance from companies is going to be very important if that route does happen.
I mean, you can look at Rare Breed right now. I mean, they released their trigger. I saw a few comments about that in the chat too. So Rare Breed didn't get a letter. What they have is not a machine gun. I've seen similar ideas produced in the past by other manufacturers.
Yeah, they were approved.
The ones I've seen were not approved, but they are not firearms. And there are some out there that are also similar that are approved. So it's they just make it up. They just make it up as they go along. And I've seen slow motion video, super slow motion video of how similar devices work, and it's very clearly not a machine gun. So they're fighting. I didn't get to see his video yet, but they just made another statement that I guess the judge won't grant them their injunction against the ATF. So that's probably not great. I think they have to give up their customer list and everything. So we'll see how that plays out too.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that even if they take a stand and say, you know what, no, you're not taking my stuff, they'll just go like they did to Polymer 80. They'll go to authorized.net and stamps.com or whoever they use, and they'll take it there. Like I appreciate, the companies that do that, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't. My intention is not to give anyone like guidance or advice. I'm just saying what I would do and am doing. That's all. Because they are unpredictable, and when people that are unpredictable start growing and leaks start coming out saying that and these aren't like, the ATF isn't doing a press conference saying we're going to double in size. There are people inside places that are coming out saying, I see this happening and it's scary, and take this information, like whistleblowers from inside coming out, not to put anybody on the spot, but like, man, that's a patriot, because they're going to strap your ass to a polygraph. And so I'll stop that there. So I know we talked about having you on for an hour. We're just past the hour point. Anything else you want to hit on before we wrap it up?
Not really. I mean, if anybody wants to check us out, we're most of the Pennsylvania gun shows. We've got a few guys run our stuff in California, so we'll be hitting all that pretty heavily here. So, next big gun show is at the Oaks in December out near Philadelphia. So, Rob Pincus will be there. Maj will be there. Sean with We Like Shooting, and maybe a couple of his guys too are coming out from their show. And Crump is going to be there. I think he's going to do a live there from the GOA booth. So we'll hit him up for that too. So
he actually hit me up and he was like, "Hey, you got to come with me to Pennsylvania in December."
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you live down that way, right?
Yeah.
Kind of near him. Yeah, that would be cool.
Like not too close, within an hour of each other.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, dude, you got to come." I was like,
"Yeah,
right,
absolutely."
What's he? He's like, "It's a gun show." So is there any? He's like, "I can't tell you." I was like,
"Yeah,
okay. All right, I'm there."
Yeah.
Withholding information makes it so exciting to me that I just like have to go. So
yeah, definitely come on up.
Well, I gotta say, everything like I've seen with your company, man, I love the company. Since the day I had you on initially, which I don't even remember, like, months and months ago, on every single stream, I've been like, JSD Supply, check it out if you want to build freedom, because I believe in what you're doing. And the quality is awesome. Like it's great. Like if I found you guys, or if you had existed like years and years and years and years ago, like when I just started getting into building, like, man, I would have saved so much money on building. Like it's crazy. I was buying like, other companies that are, more expensive. But there's one question that I never like really asked you, and I just want to ask before we go. Why did you start this company?
So it's kind of a long story. Maybe I'll shorten it up. I had a job that I hated. I had another business. I had some Sprint cell phone stores, and basically we lost our contract there. And so I had to go get a job, and I hated it from the second day. The second day I was there, I knew that wasn't what I was going to do. I ended up doing it for 5 years, but so I started looking at things that I liked. So I thought, if I'm going to work for the rest of my life to make money, I better do something I enjoy. So I enjoyed cell phones. I wasn't getting back into that, and I enjoyed firearms. Was right up there. So I started looking into that. And I don't really like doing paperwork and filling out 4473s and watching some moron try to figure it out, screw it up, and then I'm on the hook for it. That wasn't something that was appealing to me. So
like now, when you say convicted, do you
exactly. Yeah.
So I did that for over 5 years, almost 7 years.
Yeah.
So trust me, I get it, man.
Yeah.
Like I have to refuse this sale because of how much you guys smell like weed and
Smell
alcohol.
like weed.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like I can
Yeah.
your buddy fell asleep on our floor.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're out, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just looked at accessories and just kind of narrowed my way down to, at the time it was only AR-15s. And so that's just what I started with. Started from my couch and put some stuff on Arms List, and ended up going to our first gun show. So we've been doing that for like eight years now. So it's just progressed. And I mean, I've always been for freedom, to do what you want if you choose to, and that sort of lifestyle and that thought process. So I've been super blessed in this business and in this industry. We started out with zero respect. People would see us show up to the gun show and like, oh, this young kid, he's coming out and he's got his little duffel bag of parts. Oh, I hope he covers his table costs, and now we get to rub shoulders with DLD After Dark and a few others. So, so yeah, we're having a good time, man. We really enjoy it. I'm glad that I get to do something I really like and really care about, just in general, outside of, making money or whatever. It's a passion of ours to be able to supply everybody everything we can. So
that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. And I had an idea, right? Of course, like with what you do, that it was, very freedom and liberty based. And I love that, man. And like I said, the quality of your products, the pricing of your products, it shows that it's like you want to get it out there as much as possible. You want to get the best price that you can. And I love that. So for all y'all out there, we've basically kept like 50 to 60 people in this stream throughout the whole time. So thank you guys. And if you guys are interested in any parts through JSD Supply, if you use code DARK, you'll save money and get free shipping. You can literally get the subcompact Glock frames or plastic stuff for $79. Then if you use code DARK, you get it for $69 with free shipping. Sorry.
No, that's good. Use it up.
Cheap. And you will never, ever, ever find another spot selling these, legitimately selling them like you actually received them in the mail for that price. $69 shipped, whatever. I'm sure there's tax and stuff, but buy them up. If you do choose to purchase from JSD Supply and want to also support the channel, we have an affiliate link. So if you email me at thedarkestmavis@gmail.com, boom, then I'll shoot you the affiliate link and you jump in there, use code DARK, and I need a shirt, the JSD shirt. Do you sell the JSD shirts on there?
No, we include them sometimes. We're giving them away. So the reason why we got all these shirts was a gun show that we were at. There's some political pressure and that sort of thing. So we were kind of giving out shirts as I don't want to say protest,
as a middle finger
with solidarity for the movement. So we were handing out shirts at the gun shows. So anyway, we still have a good bit of them, so we can get some out. Somebody makes an order or whatever, we'll throw one in there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you have, but maybe to a couple people that use the affiliate link. And
we'll throw some in there. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. You guys, you have no idea like how important it is to keep people like Jordan in business and JSD and Patmos and so let's support them. And if you desire to also support the channel as a result of that, you can hit me up for the affiliate link. But I encourage you to just take advantage of what he's got. And dude, I appreciate you coming on as always. It's awesome. It's a pleasure. And we also give every guest the honor of naming the stream. So you get to name the stream whatever you'd like.
Oh man, I knew you were going to do that too. I thought about that as soon as we started. Man, what are we going to name it? 80% glowies.
Oh, I like it. Nice. Right. I'll change it right now. Or I'll come back and change it because it'll take me a minute. So cool. Well, you guys, every time we close out a stream, like I always say, I encourage all you guys to just follow rule number 1, which is be kind, be a good person, live a life that is pure, come from a place of contribution, give to others, give back to your community, and you're going to see that you'll in turn be blessed as well. And also make sure that you are becoming as skilled as you possibly can be in violence, because it's important that good people are skilled in violence, and not only be safe, but make sure you are the most dangerous motherfucker that you possibly can be. So appreciate all you guys. Also, remember, you can get the patches. I got some laying around here, but the DLD blue chem light patches at Black Swan Tactical. You can also get the gear, our glowy merch at Glowies PX, like Postal Exchange, .bigcartel.com. And I think that's all we got going on. You may catch me on voice chat later on Discord. I love y'all. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
See ya.